lemon steak being really risky today.
Lemon's being.
She knows I don't have any food with me.
Oh.
Yeah, today's kind of a fast day.
Is a fast
Monday
day
is
today.
a fast day. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We don't usually come Mondays, but we're here for the Remembrance Day.
Yeah, normally they send us something, like, even if it's a
Not
fast day,
even
they
a
normally
bone,
send kind of like half a kilo, just something to throw in. But
Not even a bone day.
well, they got the bones this morning for going back out, so
Yeah. I can see that one of them in the back there.
that was it. Yeah.
That was in
So
your
it's
file.
not
in case
often I
you're
can't
wondering.
find something for them, but I'll have to
I
disappoint
was in
them
here
today.
yesterday in case you're wondering.
Sorry?
I was in here yesterday because I had to work.
Yeah.
And
So
Friday
did
I was in here. In case you're wondering, I had to work. Well, I had to do things.
Did you guys go to the Remembrance Day ceremony?
Yeah, that's where
We
came
did.
from this morning. Yeah.
It was nice, but no horses. That was the second year in a row. Disappointment, but
It was nice with the snow.
Somebody said that they were here, they just didn't go to the
Yeah,
ceremony.
they didn't come in.
They were late.
Yeah.
yeah, they were
Something
late.
like
You're gonna get that all wet.
It was nice with the snow.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Toronto Zoo. Welcome to our 1 o'clock Meet the Lion Keeper talk.
Good afternoon.
My name is Brendan. I am one of several keepers that work here at the zoo with our lions. As you can see, we currently have 3 lions here at the zoo, 1 male and 2 female. So all 3 of them are 8 years of age. Front and center, we've got Fintan and Macaulay. So Fintan is our male, kind of easy to spot with his mane. Between the 2 girls, a little trickier to tell them apart. So the one further back yawning right now is Lemon, and then Macaulay is up at the front with Fintan. The easiest way to spot the difference between the 2 girls is to look at the nose. So you can see with the snout just above the nose with Macaulay, it's a little bit of a darker color, whereas with Lemon, it's the same color as the rest of her body. Macaulay's got a bit of a rounder face as well, but it's usually the easiest way to tell the 2 of them apart. The reason that Fintan and Macaulay are both eagerly awaiting at the front here is normally we come out with the 1 o'clock talk, we'll do a feeding as well, but unfortunately on Mondays, or at least unfortunately for the lions, Mondays are a fast day for these guys. So in the wild, it's very common for these guys to skip a day every now and again and not have any food. The basic strategy when it comes to eating for lions and most big cats is to go out, catch your food, eat until you're absolutely stuffed, and then sleep. So a lot of times it's very normal for these guys to go out, catch a zebra, eat until they can't eat anymore, and then sleep it off for a couple of days and then go out and repeat the process. So their digestion is kind of set up in a way that if they were to eat every day, it's not as good for their body. So for a lot of big cats, you'll see that normally most zoos will have a fast day kind of once a week to kind of keep things a little more regular for these guys. On Mondays they will get bones, which you can see there's one on the pad there. There's a few more scattered around the exhibit, so they have something to occupy their time a bit, but unfortunately, even though Fintan and Macaulay are expecting a bit of a snack right now, they're going to be waiting a little bit longer, and they're probably going to be angry at me the longer I stay out here, but that's just the way it is. So I'll be out here for the next 15-20 minutes or so to answer any and all questions that you guys have about either lions in general or our lions here at the zoo specifically. And because we've got a pretty small group here today, you know, you can kind of follow your lead. If there's anything in particular you guys want me to talk about, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, we kind of have the smaller groups. Sometimes it works a little better that way. And if nobody has any questions, then I can kind of ramble on about these guys too. So kind of before I get going with it or get started, is there anything in particular that anybody would like to know? Does anybody have any questions before you spend?
Only have the 3?
Yes, we only have 3 right now. Fintan and Macaulay, the 2 at the front, had 4 cubs that were born 4 years ago, but all 4 of the cubs were male. So when you have cubs born into a pride, either in the wild or in captivity, females that are born into the pride are welcome to stay for their entire lives, and often will. The males that are born into a pride usually get kicked out by the age of 2 or 3. Prides generally are made up of 1 male and multiple females, and dad doesn't want the competition. So they're welcome to stay for a few years, kind of learn the skills that they need to survive on their own. But usually, you know, most lions kind of reach maturity at about the age of 4 or 5. So he wants them out of there before they're big enough to be competition. And that usually happens about the age of 2 or 3. So with the 4 that we had here, we kind of knew that day was coming, so they ended up going out to another zoo, Park Safari, which is just south of Montreal, and they left kind of around the same point in their lives that they would in the wild.
How do they like the snow?
They seem indifferent right now. Usually these guys do pretty good in the cooler temperatures. Most big cats do. And it's a very common question that we get this time of year anyway, is kind of what we do with these guys in the winter. And ultimately, we leave it up to them. We let these guys decide if they want to be in, they can come in. If they'd rather be outside, that's fine too. And generally with these three cats anyway, the preference seems to be that if it's up to about minus 15 degrees, they prefer to be outside. When it gets colder than that, then they'd rather come in.
Me too.
So that's usually, when we get into the colder temperatures, we'll open the doors up and they can come and go from the house as they please. But the building that you see kind of directly behind the exhibit there with the greenish teal roof is the lion house. So that's a heated building, they can go in if they want. And then on either side, we have enclosed yards as well that have ambient heaters above them. So there's a gradient of different temperatures that they can choose from. But even out on the exhibit, we have underneath this rock overhang directly in front of you, the pad underneath that is a heated pad. So that one's heated to about 30 degrees right now. There's a pad on the other side of the exhibit that's heated to about 20 degrees. So again, try to give them as many options as they like. I believe were all three of them on the pad when I came here. I don't remember now. I think they were. I know they were earlier today, so
They were still there.
the last few days they haven't really been using the pad much, but you know, just in the last 24 hours they've kind of started to appreciate it a little bit more. But you know,
Yeah,
these
last week they were
temperatures
using it.
aren't really going to phase them too much. And most of the cats on site is kind of the same thing. The reason that lions are typically found in Africa isn't really because of temperatures, it's more about food availability. These guys live in social groups, which is a very unique thing for cats. Most cats are solitary animals, and that means that most cats are able to adapt to new ecosystems because they only have to catch enough food for themselves. Lions, on the other hand, need to be able to catch enough food to feed the entire pride, which means they're a little more restricted in terms of where they can live because they have to live in areas where there's large prey species available for them. So, you know, cats that live in this area can go out and catch a rabbit, and that's a good meal, even for something the size of a cougar. But for lions, they need to be able to catch something a lot bigger. They need to be able to catch a zebra, wildebeest. And you know, you look at an ecosystem like ours, and yes, we have deer, yes, we have moose, but we don't have an abundance of them. There's certainly not enough to sustain a pride of 15 lions. So that's kind of why you find these guys in Africa, because that's where the food is that kind of they require. Any other questions?
Hey, Finn, good boy.
Tintin.
Oh, he's growling at you. Huh?
He's staring me down.
Yeah, see?
He's not happy.
See with the one lip going up?
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs do that too.
He's saying you're old now.
No, that's because his lip goes up, right? Because he's staring, he's avoiding something and this is not happening.
Okay, if nobody has any other immediate questions, I'm going to go ahead and turn the headset off. But I will stay out here for a while longer, so if there's anything you'd like to know, feel free to just come up and ask. Happy to answer any questions, or if there's anything you'd like to discuss, feel free to let me know. And if nobody has any further questions, I just want to take a quick second. Thank you all for coming out to the Toronto Zoo today. Thank you for coming out to our Lion Talk, and I hope everybody here enjoys the rest of the day at the Toronto Zoo.
Did you ever go to a Remembrance Day thing?
We didn't really have the staffing today to allow it. So,
'Cause
like, I
saw
used to
Lisa
go-
there, I saw a whole bunch of other, the racist
Yeah.
section keepers there, man.
A few of those areas where they don't have to do as much work.
And Mitch was there holding a flag.
Yeah, Mitch went down to kind of take part.
Matt from the Rangtangs.
Yeah.
He's back to, he was holding a flag.
Yeah, because it's technically considered a holiday for us, we've only got 5 people in today. Like, our area on weekends and holidays, we run with 5 people. And then during the week, we run with 6.
But not for everybody.
No, for the city employees,
Oh,
they
city,
consider it, yeah.
Because the city hall pays these guys. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but so not all areas are shorter on holidays, but we are. Like, we're down a body because it's a holiday, so.
Oh.
And then because Mitch was already going, then
Yeah.
he was kind of the only one from our area that was able to go. But because he took part in the ceremony last year, then. they kinda-
Also, the other keeper, Nikki, I think. Nikki is back there. Right?
Yeah. I think she's up in Indo now.
Yeah, she was with Lisa there talking. And
Yeah.
is it a surge? Is he keep